Hey Saline, I'm Kayla Sellers.
And I'm Paxton Brown. On this episode of Hornet Nation, we get the inside scoop on the National Signing Day, feature a new segment of Clip to Clip, and finally, we dive into the game of the week with the swim team.
First things first, for many high school athletes, the dream of playing college sports is just simply a hope or aspiration. For 3 athletes here at Saline, that long-awaited dream has finally become a reality. We send it over to Patrick Canavan to go into further detail.
National Signing Day was on February 4th, and our own Cameron Cole, Tyrone Miller, and Chris Mercer sat down to sign their letters of intent. We sat down with Tyrone Miller to see what made the University of Kansas his final choice.
Well, they get a new coaching staff. I think in the future there's going to be a great school. They can make really a big impact in the Big 12. So, yeah, I love the school a lot.
Along with Tyrone, Cameron Cole will also be attending Kansas next fall. We talked with him to see why he chose Kansas.
Just talking with my family and coaches, and just the opportunity to play and the big stage it is, playing for them. And I'm looking forward just taking it step by step and then slowly getting down there and just transforming into a college athlete and a student athlete, if you want to say, but just getting down there step by step.
Next, we talked to Chris Mercer, who committed to Valpo University.
The education was best. I knew if I wanted to pursue a physical therapy degree, then that'd be the best place to go. I like the area around the school. The coaches were nice, the players were cool, and I felt a good bond with everybody.
Thank you to all the athletes we talked to, and good luck with college football.
Also, congratulations to Taylor Mulder, who signed with Siena Heights University on February 10th. As one of the strongest offensive players on the Saline varsity soccer team, Scott Oliver, Siena Heights women's soccer head coach, stated that the Saints are happy to have her on board. She plans to study pre-med and aspires to become a doctor. Good luck to Taylor and our 3 football players in college.
Now we move on to current scores. Saline's ice hockey team demolished the Woodhaven Warriors with a score of 7-3. Competitive cheer took on 6 teams at the Cheer Your Heart Out invite and ended strong in second place, with the Bedford Kicking Mules in first and the Tecumseh Indians in third place.
In the SCGL Championship, gymnastics flipped their way to success, coming in second place. Wrestling pinned down their competitors at districts, taking first place and moving on to regionals. Depending on what side of the ball you're on, a turnover could be considered a good thing or a bad thing. Today, we show you 2 sports where the Hornets benefited. Stay tuned as we turn it over to Chris Stankovic for this week's Clip to Clip.
Welcome to Clip to Clip. This is a segment where we take 2 videos and compare them to each other. We will tell everybody what is happening in the 2 videos, and then we will see what you believe is the best one. This time on Clip to Clip, we compare wrestling and women's basketball. We're looking to see which turnover is best. First, let's start with basketball. As you see here, the opposing team starts with the ball. As number 5 on Southgate goes up for the shot, Vic Black comes in and blocks the ball. Sarah Barnett then picks up the loose ball and dribbles it past the defender and down the court. She comes to a quick stop to make the opponent run past her. Finally, she pulls up for a shot and drains it. This is a great turnover, which leads to a good counter and 2 points for the Hornets. For our next clip, varsity wrestler Kyle Boxeth does an interesting move to turn the tables. He starts in a tricky spot with his opponent on top of him. Then Boxeth extends his limbs to lift the other athlete off the ground in order to get a more comfortable position. Kyle realizes his opponent is struggling, then does a reversal by doing a forward roll to a kip and ends up on top, earning him 2 points. Both of these clips are great examples of turnovers, which lead to points for Saline. Which was your favorite? Let us know on Twitter with the hashtag #ClipToClip.
Once again, make sure to vote on Twitter. Use hashtag #ClipToClip to tell us which turnover you think is better. The results will be aired on the next episode of Hornet Nation.
Up next, we dive headfirst into the game of the week with the varsity swim team.
The Saline boys swim and dive team are having huge success this season. Coach Todd Brunty tells us about their season and future plans for the team.
I think the season's been going pretty well. We're in the middle of a long time right now, a big, tough grind, but our season's about to wind down. We've had pretty good success thus far, and we look forward to what's to come in the future here. We have a goal we set at the beginning of the year. I think we'd like to finish in the top 4 of the state meet, which is a finalist, somewhere in that range, moving back into becoming a contender for the state title. I don't know if that will happen this year, but we want to be in that discussion.
We then asked Coach Brundy who are some of the team's best athletes.
I think so far this season, I think you'd have to probably start with our divers, Dakota Herbis and Alex Calder. They've both been outstanding this season for us. They've really contributed to our team and kind of are leading our success. On the swimming side, I'd have to see like sophomore Daniel Keith, juniors Ryan Klempner, Jacob Ehrman, and some of our incoming guys. There's so many of them, it's hard to name them all, but we're doing a very good job.
This has been Max Jones reporting. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that coverage, Max. Speaking of swimming, did you know if a swimmer touches the ground during the freestyle, they're disqualified?
Well, however, according to the 2013 USA Swimming Rulebook, a swimmer who stands still in the pool during the freestyle and stays in the water until the heat is finished won't be disqualified.
That's pretty confusing. But with that said, that concludes this week's episode of Hornet Nation. I'm Paxton Brown.
And I'm Kayla Sellers. On the next show, we will interview a senior athlete about their season coming to a close. See you next time, Saline.
Is this thing on? Whatever. Selfie. Whoosh. Selfie. 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 Hornet Nation, your ticket to Saline High School sports.